Good evening and welcome to ntTV's online report. In breaking news, one UNT football player and 3 athletic staffers have tested positive for COVID-19. The athletics department has slowly been introducing staff and students back on campus with increased safety measures. The football team was the first to return in waves with the requirement of nasal swab testing and antibody testing. Several schools have decided to continue athletic programs amid the virus in order to get ready for the upcoming seasons. However, schools in Houston and Texas State have had to close down after many people started testing positive. Now, UNT has been very active in its response to the COVID-19 pandemic, even closing campus this past March, but now students are wondering what school and classes will look like in the upcoming fall semester. President Neil Smatresk talks more about his expectations for fall.
Things that I think is most important is that we focus on our social responsibility to each other. And that is, we need to take care of each other. And in order to do that, people need to do everything possible to keep themselves safe from COVID and then to protect others. And I think one of the really big challenges will come around people wanting to wear masks or not wanting to wear masks. Obviously, we're going to have to socially distance. We're going to ask for everyone to be wearing masks when they're in the presence of other people. And we're going to develop a kind of a tips and traps sheet that gives people advice on how to manage situations where someone is non-compliant. There might be a good reason for it. There are going to be some exceptions that will be granted. They'll all go through our safety committee. But the biggest issue is showing that we care for each other.
For more information about the steps UNT plans to take in order to ensure everybody's safety, be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates on talks with President Smatresk. And for those wondering about having the virus, there will be a testing site held at UNT tomorrow. In order to participate in tomorrow's testing, you have to register today. Those who are showing symptoms are eligible, as well as anyone who has come in contact with the virus. The testing is a nasal swab set up as a drive-through testing and is going from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. As we have seen cases rise in the past couple of weeks, yesterday the World Health Organization announced the highest number of new cases in a single day at 183,000. These cases follow after countries around the world are reopening, including the United States, which saw a rise in cases of 36,000. The North Texas area had an increase of over 900 cases in the last 24 hours, with an alarming 24% increase in the last week. And in response to COVID cases and the state reopening, multiple bars around the state, including 3 in North Texas, have had their licenses temporarily revoked as a result of not following new guidelines. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission set new safety protocols that limit the bar's capacity, and the suspensions will last 30 days for the first infraction and 60 days for the second infraction. The TABC said it was going to have strict monitoring with unwavering punishments in order to slow the spread of the virus. Now, earlier this month, NASCAR did announce that it was prohibiting the Confederate flag at any and all of its tracks, in what seems to be a response to the protests of the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, in what seems to be a racially charged incident, a noose was found in Bubba Wallace's garage, the only full-time black driver of the company.
NASCAR has stepped up to the plate big time, and they have reached out. The high ups at NASCAR, every single one of them reached out, and they have my utmost respect, and they give me their support and the direction that we're heading. So I am proud of NASCAR for stepping up to the plate and delivering in a huge way. The moment of silence that we had before we fired off in Atlanta, I sat there at the start-finish line with tears in my eyes, seeing every crew member stand on the wall, my crew members standing there proudly, holding up the shirt that I had wore pre-race with "I Can't Breathe, Black Lives Matter." And we had our official, Kirk Price kneel during the anthem. A member of our community that kneeled during the anthem, African-American man that kneeled during the anthem, that also served for our country. That speaks volumes.
The FBI has gotten involved to see who is responsible, and this is a developing story. Thank you so much for joining us here on ntTV's online report. Be sure to register for testing tomorrow if needed. Follow us on Twitter at ntTV_news and join us again tomorrow for ntTV's online report.